Hey-o!
Good
Hey,
evening. Okay, that's it. I
that
want
was
my
a
old song back.
yeah.
Anything that is left here, I'm going to tap on. All right, wait for a Hex commercial. Sweet.
Cool, man.
Nice.
We got all kinds of stuff here, man.
On these
Going
videos, I
places.
can just press the button and then it plays out and then returns us back to the screen.
Awesome.
Nice.
It gives everybody the 3 seconds they need to pick up the bonuses from their nose, you know.
Rearrange their... Yeah.
Yeah. Rearrange, yeah.
Can
Shift
we
it from
vote
the
on the intro while the Rush is not here?
No, I send a video in the chat that I propose for our our new intro. If you want to play it, and we can get the comments from the chat. What do you guys think about the? Can you get a hold of it from Telegram?
Put it in Telegram.
It
I
is
can
in Telegram.
download it, and
It
then
is in
I
Telegram.
upload it onto StreamYard.
It is. I just sent it to Telegram like an hour ago, 2 hours ago.
You can't do any
Okay.
number. You get copy strike probably or no.
I'm sure you can't get copy
Yeah.
strike from this.
No,
It's an-
but I was
it's an-
thinking if we just
It's an
do a
Indian
random
beggar
number.
The
playing.
Indian one?
Yeah.
The Indian one, no.
No, but the dude's really he's
it's just-
maxing it out.
Oh, this is great.
Yeah. Play it to the guys. The guys
All right.
have to see it, man. Hey,
Going
Red
through the
Squirrel.
process.
Hey, Sandy B, the dude. Hey,
What up,
Tin Top,
everybody?
It's
Crypto
taking over my
Truth,
computer.
Ball Sacks. Good to see you guys. Moon Boys are us. Hey, how are you? Hexanair, Orion, and Bitfinesse. Gosh damn it, everybody's here.
OG.
Even Valiant. Let's go.
Yeah. This is like an OG get together.
Mhm.
I suppose you gotta be a bit of an OG because, like, we're talking about buying land and stuff.
Yeah.
So you need to have some kind of
What
a.
is the definition of an OG? When were you considered to be an OG?
I don't know, when you're like
you're-
40.
In my opinion, if you were participant in the Telegram Hex crypto, and if you were here whenever Richard announced the launch of Hex, in
Yeah.
my opinion, that would be
Yeah,
OG.
I
I've
think
heard
that's.
a lot about being
If
part of the adoption amplifier or being pre-big payday or being so many definitions of what should be an OG.
If you know, well, this is just me looking back on it. If you know what it was like to experience the FOMO day one of Hex,
Mhm.
then that sounds like OG, because
Yeah.
that seems like enough of a cycle to have to go through. Because those folks, they got like 43,000 per Ethereum.
Yeah.
That day, and then the next day it was something like 84,000 per
Yeah,
day.
It was
kept on
horrible.
doubling
Just that
from
one
what
day.
I
It was
heard.
fucking horrible. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wrecked. Riggedy wrecked. It took
Yeah.
it took almost a year to get to fucking black with the day one stakes.
Yeah.
So basically, if you were struggling on how to figure out MetaMask wallets and Ethereum at that time, because it was kind of like introduced to you, this is the way we're gonna do it on Ethereum. This is the Hex token. Everything's new to you. If you were struggling, then you actually it helped you, so
Yeah,
that you wouldn't, be expedient. What's up, Marcus? You were gonna say something.
Oh no, I was just I didn't. I know now. Like I've been in the ecosystem for a little while, but I was gonna say like an OG to me is somebody who has between 1 and T shares or more. Like T shares are still available now, but this next bull cycle, honestly, they're not going to be a thing. Like people are going to be getting 500,000 B shares if that.
Yeah. My definition I always gave for what I would consider to be an OG is pre-God whale. If you were before the God whale, then you were early enough to be an OG in excess of returns. because those people are pretty much all set. If you were in Hex pre-Godwell, you're pretty much set. No matter how much money you put in, you're pretty much set. After that, it diminishes quickly. So, and the way I think people see OGs are the ones that are really wealthy. And I think pre-Godwell would be a good definition for that.
Mm-hmm. Turn off the Telegram there for.
So, what's on your mind, Marcus, in your area? Oh, the cheeses. I'm gonna go get the cheeses.
Oh, he's still talking about the cheese. Good. No, we had some pretty severe weather last week. Finally getting warm up here, so it's we're getting cold and warm fighting. So we had some tornadoes and stuff yesterday, but thank God nothing that I know of was damaged or anything like that. Nobody was hurt, so that's a good thing. But yep, just getting into the spring severe weather. So
Really?
hail and rain and whatnot.
Yeah. At least the cold is going away. I hate the cold.
I'm in the same boat. I'm happy to see the days getting into the 50s now.
Ah, could you imagine?
Get into the 50s, isn't that nice?
Exactly.
We got like half a meter of snow. That looks nice.
So
Looking
this
good.
is plain on the front. I mean, nice and clean on the front, and then the expression on the back. And I think this was decided by a group of y'all, right? This wasn't just, or actually, this is your friend that made this.
Yeah, we went through and decided what we were going to put on it. It took a little while, but we have another buddy who does screen printing, so we just went out and had some shirts made up and stuff like that, and just giving them out, friends, family, whatnot, and yeah, it's went over pretty well.
Awesome.
Yeah, the colors were really nice.
I really like the butter case.
Yep.
Mm.
I think it's Kase, but it's butter case is what everybody calls it.
Couldn't figure out how to say that earlier. This
Facing
Smooth, melty
reality.
cheese.
smoked chipotle Havarti.
Yep.
Yeah,
Sounds good.
Oops.
looks fine to me.
Yeah.
Got some garlic cheddar here.
Do you have one with mustard seeds? Those are so good.
I don't think I do. You had to fucking say that, right? I've got so much. I've got so much cheese. Thank
It's
you,
the man
thank you
of
so
cheese.
much. Like I've been eating cheese every day, so it started being a thing where I need to watch out.
Well, at least you're having some good cheese, I guess.
Tell me about Billy's Farm. That's
What was
this
that?
one is. This one's labeled Billy's Farm. What does that mean?
I do not know. I would assume that it's a farmer style cheese. So
little
the
bit
person
soft.
who's made
It's kind of like the brick.
yeah, yep, it's very similar. The person who made that, I believe it was his grandfather who started the actual cheese factory. His name was Willie, but everybody called him Billy. And that was one of the first cheeses they made, from my understanding. But it's just a farmer's cheese. The only real difference between that and brick is it's in a different shape. Same thing with the Munster. Munster is in just colored.
Okay.
Mm.
So what about which ones
Cheese
were
is
your
full of
favorite?
energy. Like you get a lot of protein out of cheese.
Yep.
Good fats.
Yep.
What was your favorite, Marcus?
I like the Chipotle, Havarti, and
So this one here.
yeah, I had circled it. Yeah, that one's a nice one. The horseradish Havarti is also pretty good too. That's a decent cheese. But the Chipotle is
jealous.
probably my favorite.
Okay.
And if you ever do make it up here, we'll get you some cheese curds that are still warm when they pull them right out of the brine. It's so good.
I know, it melts in your mouth. It's God damn it. Oh,
I found a short documentary about guys somewhere like Romania or somewhere, like sheep herders and goat herders. I think they had cows as well, but it was like a group of guys, like these burly, freaking hairy dudes in their cheese house in the mountains. They were doing cheese like the old-fashioned way. They milked all the animals by hand, and yeah, it was just a group of dudes making the cheese there. Oh my god, it looked delicious. It was like I was just salivating when I was watching it.
I like goat cheese as well. Some goat cheese are really nice.
The only milk I know you can't make cheese out of is horse's milk.
Interesting.
It doesn't have it lacked some enzyme or something, so it doesn't curdle like cow's milk does.
Hey, Hex Rockstar, he sent Gouda as well.
Yeah. Howda is.
And
The what now?
Sandy
Howda?
Dude.
Is that how you say it?
Yeah.
Everybody
Howda.
says Gouda.
Yeah.
Imagine going into a shop here asking for Howda. They'll kick me out. The guy with the weird
Howda
mustache
dust.
came in, started coughing at me right in front of the cheeses. Oh my god.
The other day I was in the coffee shop line and this guy, he walks away from the line, and I didn't know why, but it was because he was like coughing quite a bit and he wanted to keep his distance. So he went ahead and like got behind me in line whenever he came back. I was like, hey, you want your spot back? And he's like, no, I'm okay. And then he has to go cough again.
That's difficult.
Do you guys know about Richard's Straight channel on Discord?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was the channel he had before he put up the Hex Crypto channel. He had
Okay.
Strape and he had the Sci-Vive channel, and I was in Strape already earlier, and I think I was like in the first 100 guys to join the Hex Crypto Telegram chat.
So I think the reason why this was mentioned by Orion is because we were talking about
The OGs.
OG. Oh, okay. I thought we were talking about security.
No, this was I think this came when we were talking about the OG. So this is obviously something that I could consider somebody being an OG if they've been in Strape for longer than in the Hex chat, because the Hex chat didn't exist when they joined Strape. That's an OG in my book as well.
Cool. So over there in the Telegram chat right now, we're talking about, what if it is that Telegram starts getting censored, what would it be that our interaction would change?
Well, there's the new thing that I shared in the chat. We could go on a completely decentralized, unstoppable platform, which doesn't leave any traces online to find the users who used it.
Didn't Telegram start off the same way?
Yeah, it did. Yeah, but the thing is, the program that I sent you is always gonna work with the program that I sent you. Doesn't matter if somebody buys the code and adds shit to it and releases it as a separate thing. It doesn't have anything to do with the program that I'm running on my phone. The way it works is it uses a little bit of the memory on your phone to store some of the data in encrypted form on your phone. And every now and then when you open it and you refresh it, it just checks all the other users. If there's more information, it downloads it and shows it to you if you want to see it. But when you post stuff, it's kind of like Twitter, but it's completely anonymous. Like nobody collects information. Nobody knows your phone number. They don't need any permissions. You can't download it from Google Store or App Store or any place like that. You need to know the code to get to run it.
So it's
I'm gonna take it out. I'm gonna remove it from the. Sorry.
Is it a peer-to-peer connection or?
Yeah.
Okay. But you can also be part of a group, same as in Telegram.
Yeah, but of course there's work to be done with groups and stuff. Now it's more like a bulletin board or 4chan or Twitter or a mix between the two. You can share pictures and you can share GIFs, but it's not good with video or stuff like that yet, because it drops the resolution to quite a low setting, and it's funny if you share YouTube links, you can go and watch YouTube using the link, but YouTube goes absolutely fucking mad because it doesn't know where you came from. It has no idea. What? Somebody's watching this. Whoa, what's going on?
Yeah, my first question would be, as soon
Hold
as
on.
groups come.
Hold on.
Oh, sorry.
Save that question. Finbear, I've uploaded your video of the Indian. Ready?
Yeah, ready. So my proposal.
What?
I propose this as the opening tunes for the next streams. What do you guys think?
I think we need to remake it.
I didn't know this one.
Oh, you
She's
didn't
got
know
a lot
that
of talent and passion, and I can see that it's sped up, right? It's not.
Yes, it's slightly sped up. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, back to facing reality. What were you talking about?
We were talking about the app.
Oh.
Yeah, peer to peer. Then we.
Oh, he's.
You're
Are you muted? Your face is melting.
Yeah, dude, what's wrong? Everything
Get
turned
outta
to
here.
shit, man. No, that didn't help.
I muted him during the last
then he muted
thing because
himself.
he was. Oh, okay.
Did you mute yourself? Okay, now you unmuted yourself.
No, get out of here. Come
Dude,
back.
you need to. You need to speak for us to hear you. You can't
I like
just
your
sit
background,
there.
Finbear.
Yeah, cheers. It's a log cabin. Pretty sort of basic if you go up to Lapland. So this is what you guys would be looking at if we ever arrange a hexagon meetup in the northwestern parts of Russia in the near future.
Mm-hmm.
Lapland still, but it's gonna be Russia in a couple of months.
Let's hope not.
It's gonna. Come on, man. Like you guys are gonna fucking stop us with your purple-haired fighters. Fuck that.
Well,
man.
I'm not debating that, but I hope not.
Brother. Yeah.
I'd much rather have the country split in half and leave all the purple hairs down south. I'd be fine living with the Russians. They're good people.
Third time is a charm. So I'm gonna try again to get my point.
Oh, I thought you meant third time for the Russians to take over.
Oh yeah, also true. Yeah. Also, yeah.
First it
Could've
was the
fit,
Swedes,
exactly.
then it was the fucking Soviets,
Yeah.
or the Russians,
Exactly.
and we had the independence thing going for a while, and now the Russians are coming back.
Yeah.
And you guys are gonna watch.
Mhm.
So some of the guys last night in Twitter Spaces were talking about how we could assimilate a shooter group and sponsor Hex, and that would be inside of a community that would be receptive to that sort of thing. And so a 3-man shooter group to be a part of competitions was the idea.
To shoot with guns, right?
With guns, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And these people would travel like around the nation in order to compete.
Okay.
Oh, fucking cool, man.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty neat.
Yeah, we didn't we talk about this like one time before, that we should start to take over these obscure sporting events like rubber boot throwing. We could have like a, because
Like
we have the
disc
rubber
golf.
boot. Yeah, because we have the
You did
rubber
talk
boot
about-
throwing world championships over here. We could just bring hexagons from every country. Like if you're good at any like javelin or hammer throw or whatever, you could come and try to break the world record.
So that was Uvex's idea. Hex Uvex,
Yes,
who hangs out on Twitter.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
good idea.
I definitely think the small cap sports are going to be really interesting to see if we can sponsor them, because it doesn't take a lot. You know, if somebody can give a person who competes, you know, $500, or, you know, buy them uniforms or stuff like that, it would be, you know, it's a really easy thing to do.
Oh,
I
and I had a
myself-
great idea.
Yeah, I myself just sponsored. Well, I say sponsored, but I gave some money to a buddy of mine who races dirt bikes and mountain bikes, and he, you know, I bought him a couple different sets of jerseys, and I am getting the plastics for his his dirt bikes done here before long, so he can sport that in the upcoming season.
Yeah, and even if we find just like mid-level good guys in their obscure sport, we could just talk them into putting a skirt on and go to the women's event, and they could fucking wipe the floor with the best of the women in said sport, you know? Because being a woman nowadays is just a Halloween dress.
Let's hope not. I hope that's not the case.
Yeah, me too, but we're gonna have to accelerate a bit before we get some pushback and get back into like decency.
True. It's gotta get
Exxon Air
worse
is
first.
in the comments saying that in Holland there's a toilet pot throwing. I want to know like what is a toilet pot in this instance? Is it just the
porcelain
bedpan?
Is
No,
it
the
like
porcelain pot.
a big one?
Do you shot put it? Have you seen it before?
No, I've heard about it.
Oops.
Let me check.
See you later, Crypto Truth.
Take care, Truth. And Truth,
Later,
Yep.
find all the stuff that Siren has and Hex Deck has been promoting about the workout challenge. It's all over the place.
Yeah, it's literally a toilet pot, the whole 9 yards what they throw. The first thing that came up on Google was our king being, disgusted by the sport of throwing a toilet. That's funny.
Hey, let me tell you a funny story about your royal family.
Go for it.
I'll tell it after stream because it's so
Okay.
salty that we'll get banned.
I'll go
Has
get
to
my
do
orange
with
shirt.
has to do with 1940s history.
Oh, then I probably have an
Hmm.
idea. Oh,
Not pre-40s, but 40s, huh?
Yeah, pretty close to the 40s.
mm,
There are these key moments in time, you know, when decades happen in weeks.
yep. What do you think they're building right now? Or
Yeah,
working
that's what
on?
the yeah, but
It's
that's
insane.
that's the thing we're pushing against, which is why we need an unstoppable way to communicate in the future,
That's
which
true.
is why I hope you guys download the thing that I shared in the chat. I'm gonna remove it soon because
Yeah.
some butthole is gonna be trying to lurk and copy it and whatever.
Mm.
So it's in there now. Go to Hex Foodies and download it and
Hex Guild.
come up with a Hex Guild. Come up with a username. You can change it whenever, and nobody knows who you used to be. Nobody can tell who you are now. You can change your username every time you log in if you want to.
That's nice. Have you seen the article that I sent in Hex Guild about what they are planning or already have been building for quite some time? Making Amsterdam the central hub of whole Europe with all the subterranean passages and tunnels, and it's insane.
Sounds
They've
like
been
a
building it.
horrible idea to go underground in Holland.
Good point.
Like a very bad idea. Like you guys have like a thin strip of dirt keeping the sea away.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. About 70% is underwater on the sea level. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's that much. Holy cow.
Yeah.
It's insane.
There's a lot of land taken from the sea.
Oh.
Isn't that why there's a lot of windmills that pump
Yes.
water from
That's
the
how
fields?
they used to do it. So they started with levees and then just drained all the water. That's also the reason why we have such a good aquaculture, because most of the land used to be sea or water bottom, and that's the most fertile ground you can have with all the sediment. So rich in nutrients. Tulips did it perfectly well on it,
Yeah.
for example.
Yeah. Hey, we could actually have Davin already do a tryout for the cheese eating contest.
My goodness.
Yeah,
I've
you could.
been eating so much cheese.
Look at your face, man.
Every time I
You've been
open
eating so much cheese.
every time I open the fridge and I look in there, there's just tons of cheese. I
but
really
it
need to
doesn't
get
go
better
bad.
at communicating.
Cheese
gonna-
doesn't go. It
I'm
doesn't
gonna
go
distribute
bad.
this stuff and I'm gonna give a business card at the same time.
Yeah.
That's true.
But remember, cheese hardly ever goes bad.
As long as you derive it from oxygen, yeah.
So my mother would be receptive to the cheese, but supposedly she's on a new diet, and the new diet has only come after the fucking shots. Don't let your family members get pulled into this government bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, I'm
man.
done with it.
Thank you.
Tell me about it, man. I just we just went to see my mom in the hospital again just a couple of days ago. Now she's out already, but yeah, things are really like safe and effective.
Yeah.
Super
Effective.
super
Yeah.
effective.
Having the same sort of issues, so I know what you're. It's
Yeah.
annoying.
Yeah.
And still denying. It's so funny. Still denying. Oh.
So
Yeah.
when y'all were talking about Netherlands, I was thinking, like, where do we have that in the United States? Like, Gulf of
New
Mexico?
Orleans,
We're in
yeah.
the Gulf of Mexico, over there in New Orleans. So, what if we made like some sort of a land bridge to Cuba? I'm obsessed with Cuba.
Oh, why is that?
I think that would be fun. I'm obsessed with Cuba because it's a hella location and it's a hella lie on why it is that like we don't get along. Oh, we don't get along.
Oh yeah, that's
That's stupid. Yeah.
been trying
Like
to tell
Cuba,
people that
all
for
of us.
ages, but
Yeah, it's wearing thin. Like the US is buddy with China, and used to be with Russia. What's so special about Cuba that you can't make it up?
Venezuela and Florida need to combine, and that just creates a I don't know, a gateway.
Yeah, and have Cuba in between.
Indeed. So the title of this stream is about celebrating spring, I believe. So make sure that if you're gonna get out and acquire some trees, do it immediately. Put them in the ground, create some shade for your land. Mulch the top 6 inches of all of your land if you can. Start that fungi process. Keep the moisture in. Last night we had a hell of a rainstorm here. Gosh, I still haven't figured it out yet. Like I woke up to lightning strikes, and I mean it was like God opened up the sky and said, "What are you doing down there?" And then closed it again. Rain.
Yeah.
But
your yard is mulched like hell. What is it? How did it react to the water?
Wonderfully.
Yeah. No puddles or anything. It just sucks it up.
And do the electroculture. I've been deep diving in depth the past weeks, and oh my lord, what we think is just the tip of the iceberg. It's so interesting.
So
you can do way more than just give your crops more yield. And
the ones that I've done, I've wrapped the wire around clockwise, going down. So that's what I've been experimenting with. And I've put up like 6 of them. I'm going to put up basically another 6. What I have to report from my garden is that I planted a cherry tree in soil that seems like maybe it's too alkaline or something. I don't know, but twice I've planted a cherry tree in the same place and it did not like it. So that's pretty interesting. And around that same area, I've got a lot of apple trees that are doing great. And the other day I was witnessing a ladybug that was crawling, like beautiful red, crawling all over the new apple tree leaves green, so juxtaposition perfectly. And it would climb up on the stem and go to the edges and visit all the edge, and it just actually a once over, and then climb back down the stem and then go up the next leaf, check the edge because the edge looked like it was a little bit vulnerable to pests. So I thought that was really cool. I tried to get a video of it, but whenever you're in Twitter Spaces and you want to use your microphone, on your phone, then it doesn't give you the option of doing video. And anyway, I've got a picture of it. I'll post that.
Yeah, it was probably looking for. Was it looking for mites?
I think so. Yeah.
What up, D-Raj?
What's up, D-Raj? Thanks for setting this up.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning to me. It's 4 a.m. now.
I mean, you're still in bed, right?
Yeah, I'm still in bed. Hope my voice
Audio
is clear.
Perfect, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's early morning, less people awake, more bandwidth.
Yeah.
So, I had to step in because I heard
Oh, you heard the song?
Someone singing.
The dude was missing the golden microphone. He would be world famous by
maybe
now if he had it.
If I find him, I will sponsor him one.
Hey, Davin, play it once more for D-Raj.
No, don't do it again. Too much of a good thing. Yeah.
Aww.
Oh man, it was so funny.
What's up, Turin? How is your camp coming along? And I would love a report on that.
Yes.
What are you up to?
Oh, and guys, let me tell you, I saw this other really fun short video about a dude who had a business that I think Torin would be excellent in running a similar type of a business. Check this out. He had like maybe 30 goats, Norwegian dwarf goats and fucking Nigerian bookworm goats and whatever. I don't know all the different flavors, but anyway, he had quite a few goats and 2 shepherd dogs and this very easy to put up electric fence. And what he did was people could order him to bring his goats to some area that was overgrown, and he would come in, he'd put the electric fence around the area, and then he would bring in the goats and they would hang out there for a couple of days and eat everything. They just chew down anything that was like up lower than say 6 feet. They even brought down like trees and stuff. Like we talked about this before. Torin could do that for an extra business once he gets more goats back from the wolves. I don't think they'll return the old ones, but we need to get new ones for Torin.
Torin, do we need to have a Hex meetup up there? Like 4 of us guys come over there and stay 2 nights and get a lot of work done?
Oh, that's freaking amazing.
Raise the
That would
bar.
be
man.
epic.
Yeah, raise the barn, exactly.
That's epic.
That would be a lot of fun. I'd like to
Yeah.
do something like that.
Okay. Duraj, well, also, what is his name? Mutton? Benjamin Mutton, over there in Navajo Nation. He has invited us back out there during the month of June. And I asked him about like there were 2 different reasons. There was the goat herding again, and then there was something else. And so I need to get in touch with him. But typically he'll give me text messages instead of coming into the chat and saying his proposals. So sorry I haven't organized that. So possibly Rogue Herbalist would be interested in that because he joined me over there last time. And then
Did you guys make the entire trip?
Torin's over there in Oklahoma, by the way. So that's closer to Marcus and myself. Did we do what?
Did you do the entire trip the last time?
No, we went like 3/4 of the way or something like that, and then found a spot to rest. And the Navajo, they met us up there, and we had a whole like little shindig thing, and we put them in a local pen there, and then it was up on the mountain a little bit, and then they went and took them further, just another 3 miles or something like that, the next day. So we went ahead, and because it was nightfall, we went ahead and took off, and then so Rogue and I were in our own vehicles. So he took off toward northern Utah, and I was thinking that I would stop with him, but instead I stopped at Moab and just laid in the back of my truck, and then continued on to Paul Wheaton's.
Oh yeah. Have you seen or spoken to Paul recently?
So he's been doing his latest Kickstarter. So they reached like 75,000, and it's still live. I believe the goal is north of 100,000, but like the actual goal, was only at 8 or 10. Yeah. That has something to do with a rocket oven movie, maybe, which actually benefits me because I've done plans for the rocket oven. So like people who are interested, and they're like, oh, plans now, I'll go buy those. So I'm getting a lot of sales notifications over here because Paul pushes the product that I had generated. So that's lovely.
I shared a video about him presenting the design talking about the J tube and the riser, length of the riser in
Yeah.
relation to the length of the or the height of the feed tube and all that stuff.
The relation is one third, and 3, right?
Yeah.
The feed tube in relation to the riser.
Yeah. So the riser is 3 times the height of the feed tube.
Yes.
Yeah. It was really, really interesting stuff.
And what we're talking about is efficient wood burning. So your goal is to have no smoke, so there's no lost energy.
Yeah, and no soot or ash or any buildup like that in the system, because it's so clean. The combustion is almost total. There isn't that much left over.
But when you set this up for heating your home, then it ends up being that you could just collect the sticks out of your land, just the sticks, in order to heat your home for an entire winter. And if you have this system set up, then you're able to clean it. Even though we're talking about very, very clean burns, you still have these clean out holes within the system.
Yeah.
Hey, Daraj, what was it that you wanted to talk about this week here on the Hex Guild meeting weekly every Wednesday?
Yeah, unlike you guys, it is summer here in the Philippines as well as in India. So April marks the change of the season, and we had this kind of a nursery rhyme, which I was trying to teach my niece. So that is why I came up with the title. By the way, do you guys recognize the species of bird in the thumbnail? Because cuckoo or cuckoo is not a bird; it's a family of birds. So, can you guys? I know people have difficulty distinguishing between a owl and an eagle. So I know I know this is going to be difficult, but
all I know is the is the blue-legged tit.
But actually, what I wanted to say was the birds in the picture do not exist. They have been generated by AI. Using Bing.
Using what?
Windows Bing image generator.
Okay.
Cool. It's free. I had registered. Somehow my registration got approved. So that was generated for free. I'm not paying for AI. I can go on a separate tangent regarding AI, but before that, I wanted to repeat the poem about the cuckoo. Cuckoo, cuckoo, what do you do? In April, I open my bill. In May, I sing all day. In June, I change my tune. In July, away I fly. And in August, go I must. So this is kind of the life cycle of the cuckoo bird. It's, to be exact, it's the Indian quail. Now, in most of Indian literature, it has a few mystic qualities, etc. But I really don't want to dig into that. What my main topic was actually, I have silently bookmarked it. Like not bookmarked, hashtagged it in this stream, so it may be going out to other streams like bird watching. So
Oh, interesting.
it's like now the kind of bird watching I like to do is what I do hanging out at malls. But I know there are a lot of people who like to set up kind of
Yeah,
observatory.
towers and stuff.
Yeah, so if you want to, like, this is the time to do it in the tropical countries, like this is the breeding season kind of thing, so you see a lot of variety. The second thing was regarding, yes, the in
Wait, wait,
city
wait, 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 wait,
areas.
wait. So outside of my kitchen window, I've got a bush there that I don't really care for, but a bird nest has showed up there, and I went and I looked inside of it, and there's 2 speckled eggs in there. I just thought that was really cool.
Yeah. How big are they compared to like a regular chicken egg?
They're like a little bit bigger than my ring, so they're not very big.
Okay. Do you know what
There was
bird laid
there was
them?
an orange beak bird there, and I haven't figured out what that is.
That's pretty
So
cool.
It was a gray bird with an orange beak, and I think that was the male of a cardinal or something. I don't know. Go ahead, Darash.
So yeah, bird watching is a hobby. Many people have take photos. I try and identify, teach your children about the biodiversity, which is like birds play a very important role in the ecosystem. Uh, the other thing I wanted to point out is in summer, it's especially in the urban areas, it's very hot for the smaller birds, especially sparrows. So setting out water on the window for birds to drink, or if you have hummingbirds, they have this kind of special feeding. What do you call
It's like a fake
contraption for
flower.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's like a flake flower. That one, or yeah, uh, if you observe any bird nests, try and see, keep predators out of it, especially the house cat, which are actually kind of an invasive species. If you look into it, the house cat was kind of never meant to be in the terrain, and they kill birds just for the fun of it. If you haven't,
They do. Yeah.
yeah, so it's not really. So that's what all I wanted to love the birds around you. That was the whole pitch.
Yeah.
For more videos and tutorials, join the link in the description. The last thing I would see, this is the other thing regarding.
The female is gray.
Yeah.
I was watching
It's
the female.
Yeah, often the females are bland and the males are the ones that are really colorful and bright, because females in birds world, because they do the sexual selection, they don't have to peacock like the males have to, because
You're telling me
females.
there's something special about females?
No, I mean that if you look at peacocks, like the peacock looks off like terribly handsome and whatever, but the peacock hen is just a regular bird, just like meh. Because it doesn't have to. It doesn't like We have a saying in Finnish that it's impossible for a woman not to get fucked if she wants to.
Uh,
And I guess the same goes for birds as well. Like, all they have to do is be present, and all the guys will try to present whatever they have, like all the colors and stuff.
It's called simping. Don't do it, Hexikins. Build yourself.
no,
Build yourself now before all this shit blows up.
it's called peacocking, and if you are
Peacocking?
into, haven't you? Because if you are into
Richard's talked about it for years.
Peacocking?
Yeah, that's why he had
Peacocking?
all the. That's why he had all the frilly shirts and the stupid hats and stuff. It was
Alright.
just to be in excess of all that. You know, look at me, I'm all this glittery, shiny. I can afford all this weird shit.
Hey, you
And
guys
I-
want
I'm
your first
sure
ever
it works.
commercial?
Yeah,
First ever commercial on Hex Guild.
let's go.
It's Zanzibar.
Is
Is
it
to
ready?
create the dream community, a retreat center, eco village, sports facility, festival ground to just really create the most beautiful place on earth.
So I'm taking on my biggest project ever, and I'm looking for the right people to embark on this journey with me. Thus far, I've been investing the amount of resources I have into this, and together with a small team of dedicated people, we've been able to get water access, electricity is being set up, and the first bungalow is due to be finished in a couple of weeks. And that's just the beginning. And Zanzibar is the perfect place to do this. Both because it's the most stunningly wonderful, tropical, exotic paradise, but also because there's so much potential to help the local community who are craving to enjoy the same opportunity as the rest of the world. Like proper co-working spaces with computers connected to the internet, professional sports talent development centers, proper waste management system. There will be retreats, workshops of different kinds, movie theater, lookout tower, basketball court, tennis court, football court, and natural coral rock pools, sustainable agriculture, music studio, podcasting studio, acrobatic park, yoga platforms. You know, a place to develop talent and creativity in all shapes and forms, in a free place in the middle of nature, in tune with earth, you know, as it should be. It's about giving value, it's about seeing the value we all inhabit, and it's about creating a new beginning in a society where we've forgotten who we are. I believe the future is held by those who come together in love, who understand that we are so connected, that we ultimately are one, and create from there, from the grassroots, where we have decided our own rules.
So this is made by Morton Hike. There he is in the middle. And so this is his commercial that he made for specifically for us in this on this channel. I don't know if I was supposed to share that yet because that was kind of a version of it that hasn't been ironed out exactly yet. I meant for it to take up the whole screen. Whatever. That's pretty cool.
But it did warm my heart. That's exactly what I want to achieve worldwide. Everybody needs to do exactly this. It will grow organically. People will migrate there where they treat it best, the same way money does. And if we want to make a change, We need to do it ourselves, and people will migrate towards you. I love this. These kind of things give me hope.
Moon Boys, I guess, wanted to point out the fact that we would be targets if we went to this country and had our nose in the air.
Yeah, that's actually true. Yeah.
Does it? Because what I have experienced when somebody of wealth and generosity comes around, people embrace it. Nobody wants to kill their golden goose. When you're actually treating their local population the way they should be treated and give them prosperity and give them a future, they're not gonna kill the golden goose. Hell no.
That's a very good point. If they see it as like three people locally have a job with this person and then their families are tied to it,
and then slowly,
that's just the beginning. And
Yep.
I know that Morton has local friendships and local workers, because he's told us that he has friends who own hotels there. That's where he gets his food whenever he's there, and he's a short walk from the coast. So that property that you're seeing is just a little bit inland, like a mile.
Yeah, but that was
maybe.
like a couple of 100 meters. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was really close.
And it also gives a small snippet of how the people there. Did you saw that small snippets of all these boxes, houses crammed together like Lego boxes?
Mm-hmm.
That's what you need to break up and expand. People need to enjoy space and nature, and we're not supposed to live right next to each other. We need to have some private space.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it was beautiful.
It was freaking amazing.
Yeah.
I thought it was a great video too, and
Yes.
that goes to show the power of video too. If anybody has interested in learning video, please do it. Check it out. I know that Sharon's taken that on.
Yeah, it also shows how beautiful this Hex community is. You said one thing about Torrent's adventure,
Mm-hmm.
and instantly people give their free time to help him. The same with this video. People give their free time to help somebody else within the community, and we don't expect anything in return. Where do we see this?
So, Paul, look for updates on maybe a work party getting created. Look for updates inside the Telegram, or just keep tuned. Because that would be an easy weekend for me. Just pass up Dallas on I-35 here, and then Marcus the same way. Just get on I-35, head on down.
Oh yeah, bloody hell, man! I was just in my mind, I was celebrating the fact that they were just about to drop the stupid, beep beep rules about entering your country. Motherfuckers pushed it back. We're not gonna take it away yet because it's obviously not safe to move around. Although it looks like Putin cured entire Europe of the Rona, but you can't fly over there.
What do they call detrimental policy? What do they call policy that that causes real problems? Because that's what it is.
Yeah,
right. It's not law; it's policy.
Yeah,
right?
And it's stupid. Yeah. I don't know if they ask people when they come over, or is it like the airline who makes your life miserable, or who, like, is there actually somebody checking your fucking vaccination status when you land in Miami or something? I don't know how closely they look at it, but it's still there, so they can still make your life miserable.
My experience when I went to Albany in November of 21, I believe, or November 22, I'm not sure. We went to Albany for the Hex meetup, and this was in the height of COVID, and I needed to jump to so many hoops just to get on the plane. But as soon as I was on the plane, it was just all a charade. So as soon as you were on the plane and you were on the airfield, all the pretty much regulations and things went away. You have to wear a mask, but that's about it. Everybody just gone on the way. Everybody was dressed normal. As soon as she came to the customs, all of a sudden everything changed. It was a complete different world that you entered. Everything was really
Yeah.
strict. Everybody with face mask, and the same with the passport control. Everything went normal. We went through all the, and just before you went through the passport control, the point that actually everybody could see within the airport, that was completely different. Then it was all one big charade again. And then when
Yeah.
I was actually in Albany, I could only return if I had my test done with somebody that was certified to do it. It was about $150 that I needed to do. So we went through all the trouble to find out where. There were no tests, nothing was available. Most PCR tests were all out of order. So I had to do it on the airport, contact the service to get the test, made an appointment, come to the airport, nothing to be found. So I thought, wait a minute, how am I going to get home? Well, my plane got called for. I went through the plane, got in, and got home.
Yeah.
It
It's
literally
always
all been a big
different.
charade.
Yeah, and it's always different when you're abroad and you're flying home. They can't
Yeah.
stop you from going home.
Good
So
point.
it's it's like, no, you're stuck here before until you take a test. That's like,
Yeah.
fuck you, man. What
Yeah,
about a
exactly.
visa? I need a work permit or something if I need to
Yeah.
stay here, man.
And in the end, I didn't do anything. I just, it felt like you were going like an illegal because you didn't do anything that they demanded of you, and still you were able to travel freely.
Yeah.
It made no sense.
Hey guys, I'm gonna share a link. There's this awesome guy called Benny Willis. He's a poet. He's a he's a he's like an educator. He has this Parrhesia course where he talks about communication and how to be effective in your communication without coming off as a kook and a crazy loon bird. And he's a really gifted comedian and all that stuff. Let's go and raid his chat and be really nice to him. What do you guys
Nice.
think?
Yes.
Yeah, I shared it in the chat, and tell him I said hi. I'll be joining you there as well.
Perfect.
All right,
It was
so
November
Turin
21.
says over there in Oklahoma, we can meet pretty much any weekend. So guys, get ready to travel to Oklahoma. And Moon Boys says something very interesting here. He says, everybody throw a rock. That is your personal space circle.
And that's a pretty distance, because I can throw a rock pretty distance.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But yet
that's
it's
a good
far enough to
personal
where
space.
a dog would ignore you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because it's got its own owner at its distance. It's probably an acre for everybody or more, like 3 acres.
An acres.
Yeah, if you do like a round area with that, you in the middle, and how far you threw the stone.
Mm-hmm.
Probably.
A family of 4 can live off an acre. Easy.
And then Turin was eyeing that lookout tower, but he recommends a camp. We start on the camp or the foundation of a cabin. Sweet. I just want to learn about like what it is that camp looks like and what your plans are. Like I've just all of a sudden I see that you're doing these shorts and you're right next to a reservoir of some sort. And you've got your stove and your tent and your shade over your tent. Sweet.
Yep.
And that reddish dirt.
Mm-hmm.
So that probably tells me a little bit of where in Oklahoma you are.
All right.
You know, they call
Hey.
it the Red River. Between Texas and Oklahoma, there's a river there that they call the Red River. That red soil in it. Go ahead, Finbear. Are we out of here?
Yeah, let's go and check out Benny. The link works in the chat. Let's go and raid him. Give him a like and say something nice.
Sweet. Everybody get out of here. Close
Get
this out.
out.
Close this out facing reality.
Have a good one, everybody. Take care.
Goodbye. Hit it.